Our first pose is Supta Baddha Konasana. Oh, it's so yummy. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 blocks, and the first one's gonna be set up like halfway, and the second one's gonna be right behind it, set up like so, the tall way. And then you make yourself a little recliner here. And just make sure that this bottom one is under your head so you're nice and supported. And then we're gonna take the base of our spine to the bottom of the bolster. And you can use pillows to stack this up as well, and that will work just fine. Also, if you don't have a yoga strap, I would definitely recommend getting one, but you can use a belt and tie it together. If you do have a yoga strap, loop it together and keep the loop pretty wide. Because what we're gonna do after you lie back in your recliner, you'll lasso the yoga strap over your knees, and then you'll tighten the strap enough so that when you bring the bottoms of your feet together in a butterfly type shape, the yoga strap supports your hips. So you also have some options if you don't have a yoga strap. You could take some pillows or bolsters and put them underneath your knees. This will work as well. Or you could use blankets. So either of those work. But then once you're here and you feel supported, we open the palms towards the sky, close your eyes, and breathe. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax your shoulders, and breathe in all the love that you were born with into your heart, as this is a heart opening pose. Breathing in all the way down into your hips, as this houses our emotional and creative energy. Allowing the hips to open. Soften your knees. Relax your ankles and your toes. And continue to stay here for 5 to 8 minutes, or maybe even longer. Noticing where you feel any tension in your body. Breathing in space to wherever you feel tension, and exhaling any stickiness like a cloud of black smoke. Allow your body to breathe you. There's no forcing of the breath here. And this is where you get to practice relaxing and allowing the stretch to stretch you. Enjoy your time here. Come back to your breath whenever you feel that your mind is wandering or slipping away from you. And feel at peace. Ready to come out of the pose, start to bring attention back to your fingertips, and bring your fingertips to the outsides of your thighs, and slowly press your knees together, and slowly take the strap off of your knees if you have a strap. And then very gently, you'll roll over to your right and press yourself back up. Our next pose is wide-legged forward fold. And so this one can be a little tricky if you have really tight hamstrings. Most of us do. So it helps to start by sitting up on something. So you could use a towel, a blanket, or a pillow, and this will help give you some space underneath your hamstrings and your glutes. And you notice that I'm pulling the flesh out from underneath my booty, and that'll help the sit bones descend. So we always want to keep the sit bones nice and heavy and in their sockets. You'll feel it immediately. So we'll take the legs nice and wide. Now also, if you feel any tension here, it's too much behind your knees, you can take blankets and place them behind your knees here. Of course, you do not have to do that. And then we're gonna take a mound of pillows or bolsters and pull it right into our center genital area. And then we'll stack some blocks or more pillows up so that you can rest your forehead on them. And I'd recommend placing a blanket on top of those. So your mind's eye is going to make contact with the blocks. And to prepare, we'll inhale as we lengthen through our torso, and then exhale as we forward fold, resting the forehead on the blocks, making sure there's room to breathe for your nose and your mouth. And then the hands can go in front of you here, they can go behind you, they can go off to the sides. But this is just really where you want to settle into the pose. And take your time here, getting settled, maybe wiggle around a little bit. Find where you want to put your hands. And then close your eyes. And again, coming into your breath here. I'll show you from the side. So notice where you feel the most tension and bring your focus there like a laser beam. Inhale into that area and imagining that it's a ball of rubber bands. And as you exhale, one of those rubber bands starts to come loose. With every inhale, you're inhaling space into that tension, and with every exhale, one of those rubber bands comes loose. Do this for a few more breaths. Notice where you still feel the tension. What would it feel like to let that tension go? What would it take to allow that tension to go away? Now, after you've been here for 5 to 8 minutes, we'll slowly rise up, always coming onto the poses very gently by pressing yourself up and following the gaze from down, back up to center. And then moving the pillows or the bolster to the side, and use your hands to bring your legs back together again. Very important when getting out of a stretch like this, as you've been here a long time. And you don't want to just fire up your muscles again. So move out of each pose very gently and slowly. Our next pose is Balasana, child's pose. So as you can see, I've stacked up my recliner, except we're not going to lay our back on this, we're going to lay our front on this. And so this can go as high as you'd like it to go. We're gonna spread our knees. The wider your knees are, the more you're gonna open your hips. The closer they are together, the more low back release you're going to get. So we'll inhale and lengthen through our torso, and then exhale, spill your torso over the bolster, and feel free to turn your head to one side and close your eyes. You can bring your hands to the top of the bolster if this feels good. You can always bring them behind you as well. And then here we relax our body and allow the low back to release. Inhaling all the way into the belly and the low back. And exhale, relax your hips. Relax your body and allow yourself to feel held by the props. Feeling grounded, connecting your energy with the earth. Feeling fully supported and allowing your body to fully relax. And when you're about 3 minutes in, you'll keep your eyes closed and then slowly pick up your head and turn it to the other side. And then once you're done here, you'll neutralize your spine and press yourself up. And that is Balasana. My final two are extended side bend. And this I'll show you on one side, and then you can do it on your own on the other side. So we're gonna set up by bringing our legs to 90 degrees and bringing the pillow or the bolster right up to our hips. And then take one of your blocks or pillows or blanket and place it in between your knees. This just allows the hips to go, feels really good. And then you can take another one and put it in between your ankles, or not, just feel what feels best for you. And then from here, we're gonna take our bottom arm and we're gonna reach it through, palm faces up. And then we'll rest our head on the ground, or you can stack a towel or blanket up here. Inhale your top arm up and over, and just let your hand rest on the floor wherever it falls. And here you are. Breathe into your top lung. So in this case, the left side of my body is down, the right side of my body is facing up. So I'm breathing into my right rib cage. And on your exhales, relax your body. Allow the props to fully support your hips and your ribs. Allow the floor to support your head and your heart. Notice the muscles in your face, if they have tightened up at all, and relax your jaw. Relax your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready to come out of this after 5 to 8 minutes, you'll slowly draw that top arm back down in front of your face. Press down into the ground and pull that bottom arm underneath you and sit on up, and then you'll roll to the other side and do that side. So I hope you have enjoyed my favorite restorative yoga poses. Again, feel free to do one at a time or string them all together, but you will feel restored and balanced. So you can go do whatever you need to do and give your energy to whoever you need to give, because you've gotten it back. Namaste.